Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from CNN Business written by Brian Stelter and Donnie O'Sullivan, published on May 29th. And of course, where it's got Brian Stelter, you know it's going to be an article, especially with it being from CNN, regardless of Stelter, but especially with him. It's going to be lies, more lies, and complete fucking bullshit. It's scumbag trying to be, topping himself on the note of the bullshit that he can sling that hopefully people will buy into. Trump tweets a threat. Looting will lead to shooting. Twitter put a warning label on it. Well, first off, Trump didn't tweet a threat. He made a statement of fact. Because if you're in the middle of you're in the middle of a commission of a crime, most likely you can end up getting shot. That's not a threat. That's a statement of fact. But they want to misrepresent this whole situation and basically say, look, he was doing a threat and Twitter was doing good. No, Twitter is like basically, how do I put this? They're pushing things where they really want to get bitch slapped. All right? Because what they did here, they can't even do because the federal court said that they can't alter the president's Twitter feed. It's a matter of record. It's public record. But basically, let's look, before we get into the article, let's look at the actual tweet, which, because they restricted part of it, I actually had to go and open it in a separate tab here. And you decide for yourself if he was making a threat or stating an actual fact. I can't stand back and watch this happen to a great American city, Minneapolis. A total lack of leadership. Either the very weak radical left mayor, Jacob Frey, get his act together and bring the city under control, or I will send in the National Guard and get the job done right. Which he's right to say. These thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and I won't let that happen. Just spoke to Governor Tim Walz and told him that the military is with him all the way. Any difficulty, and we will assume control. But when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Thank you. So basically what he's saying is if you go out and break the law, and you're in the commission of a crime, you deserve to get shot, and you will get shot. Which is not a threat. It's a statement of fact. Because when you have that type of situation, it's martial law. And under martial law, if the National Guard's there, it's shoot first and ask questions later. That's not a threat. That's a statement. But anyway, let's get into the article now. Twitter says President Donald Trump and the White House official Twitter account have violated its rules against glorifying violence and has fixed a warning label to both tweets, to tweets on both, marking the first time such action has been taken against the accounts. Yes, because it's supposedly glorifying violence to say, if you're in the commission of a crime, you can and will be shot. I don't understand where that's glorifying violence. So what is Twitter saying? That the looters should just be able to walk into a Target and get themselves a 50-inch fucking 4K TV, even though they didn't pay for it? Because that's what it sounds like to me when they're saying that, hey, if you're going to say that someone in the middle of committing a crime can be shot is glorifying violence, if they're saying that, that's what they're implying on the other note. And that's what they're seriously doing. The social media platform is using what it calls a public interest notice to flag the incendiary posts about the protest and violence in Minneapolis, Minnesota. But it's not incendiary. It's literally saying, we will bring law and order back to this fucking city. If the mayor doesn't do his job, we will send in the National Guard to do it. And if you're out there acting a fool, you can get shot. But if you're caught stealing, you can get shot. If you're caught trying to torch a place, you can get shot. That's a statement of fact. That's what happens when the National Guard hits the streets and you're being a fucking degenerate. Deal with it. It's not incendiary. It's not glorifying violence. But I wouldn't expect a soy boy like Gamma fucking cuck, like Brian Stelter here, and this soy boy soy latte drinking fucking like he's I don't know. He might actually be higher on the fucking the fucking beta gamma omega fucking scale. He might be higher than Brian Stelter. I mean, he looks a little more butch than Brian. But yeah, those two fucking betas are, those two fucking cucks are like, yep, incendiary. They're acting like fucking little bitches. Oh, God. Anyway, this means the tweets will not be removed, but will be hidden behind a notice that says this tweet violated the Twitter rules about glorifying violence. However, Twitter has determined that it may be in the public's interest for the tweet to remain accessible. Users can view it if they click the past the notice, what's funny is they basically separated this tweet, and, you know, unless you really kind of look for it type thing, I guess you can't access it from the main page of the president's account from what I've read. I could be wrong on that. Basically, they're trying to silence this. They don't have the ability, because of what courts have said in regards to Trump's Twitter, to censor it, but they are. And they think they're going to get away with this because, oh, well, even though we're censoring it, we're not censoring it. That's their argument for this, for all intents and purposes. Well, we're censoring it, but we're not censoring. That's not an argument. I mean, this is ridiculous. They're trying to shape political discourse. And this is after them saying with the Trump's tweets about voter fraud, which they literally linked to a CNN article and to CNN and the Washington Shitpost for supposedly debunking voter fraud with mail-in ballots, when there's actually right now with the Democrat activists that brought in during special elections mail-in ballots. All right, there's been a lot of questions been raised because of it. So, yeah, there's nothing going on. Let's just ignore those Democrat activists. What was it, in California and another state or two? I'm trying to remember what it was. But they were bringing ballots in. They were harvesting them. And there was no chain of custody on said ballots. And they could have easily just grabbed a bunch of them, filled them out, said they were from this person, that person, and stuffed the ballot boxes. Which I think is what more than likely happened. Because you see every year Democrats being really shady, like with the public official in New York that was busing people to vote from voting place to voting place and getting them to vote multiple fucking times. All right, shit like that. It's going on. So you're going to tell me that when you have all these mail-in ballots that anyone can get their hands on if they just walk up to someone's mailbox, open and just walk in and grab, that we can trust the results of the election? Fuck no. Because someone's going to get the bright idea to stuff ballot boxes with this. JoJo the Idiot Circus Boy could go and come up with that idea on his own. And they're doing this after censoring, quote unquote, fact-checking the president with CNN and Washington Post. They do this. They're a glutton for punishment. They really want to be bitch slapped. This is ridiculous. The company move risked escalating tensions with the White House during an already tense week. Trump signed an executive order that purported to address censorship by Twitter and other social media companies, following Twitter's earlier decision to affix fact-check labels to two of his misleading posts about mail-in voting ballots. Well, they weren't misleading, number one. Number two, they used you as a source. Number three, you're saying purported, which is a choice of words. That's purported to address censorship by Twitter. It does try to address that because it's saying it's going to narrow their regulatory ability to try to claim they are a platform when they're acting like a publisher. Right now, I don't think it has much teeth until I see like federal agencies through regulation or whatever actually starting to do something. I don't see that executive order doing much at this point because, you're going to see the bureaucrats, the deep state, drag their feet on this shit. Because if they can drag it out till November, they think they can get away with, silencing people and shifting an election. And they'll do it too. Hours after Twitter flagged the tweet from Trump, the official White House account posted the same message. Twitter then took the same action with that message. As is standard with this notice, engagements with the tweet will be limited, Twitter said in a tweet, explaining its earlier decision to place a warning label on Trump's tweet. People will be able to retweet with comment, but will not be able to like, reply, or retweet it. Yes, because you know why? If you like, reply, or retweet it, it shows you actually like it. It gives the message further reach. This was about limiting the reach of the president, which they do not have the right to do. It's his tweets are considered public platform, are considered public record, And here they are trying to silence the president because they don't want it out there that, yeah, if, he isn't going to put up with the fact of people burning down a city and looting it, and we'll send in the National Guard to bring order. Oh, we don't want that out there because we want an orange man bad. We don't want the people of Minneapolis to support the president doing that because, you've got these scumbags coming in and trying to rob the place blind. A spokesperson for Twitter said the decision was made by teams within the company and CEO Jack Dorsey was informed of the plan before Trump's tweets was labeled. Yeah, bullshit. What was it, that Indian chick? Because what gets me is this is an ideological war, all right? I hate Tim Pool. I think he's a fucking sleazy little shifty scumbag with what he did to his brother with Subverse. But I got to give him credit on the note of, even though he milquetoasted it and should have pushed harder, he did show the bias of Twitter. And this is clearly their bias showing. Trump continued his criticism of Twitter on Friday after it labeled his post, tweeting that it will be regulated, or it will be regulated, for labeling this post, tweeting that it will be regulated. That makes no sense. I'm assuming they fucked up and did a typo and didn't check it. The president posted an identical message to Facebook, and Facebook owned Instagram. CNN has reached out to Facebook for comment. Yes, but you see, Zuckerberg has already taken a stand, and they're trying to pressure Zuckerberg to censor the fucking president. You literally have Brian Stelter, a fucking cuck that, if he was face-to-face with Trump alone in a room, would fucking cower in the corner like a little bitch, trying to act all fucking tough, going, well, Zuckerberg, why don't you censor him? Zuckerberg, why don't you do this? He's like fucking Oliver Darcy. All right, it's almost like they're sitting there with fucking each other's little pathetic dicks in their hands. They're doing a fucking reach over, and they're going, ooh, they're getting off on this shit, and they're now trying to get Zuckerberg to fucking get involved in the censorship to give them their fucking little push to bust their nuts. They're pathetic. Reached out to Facebook for comment. You already know what he's going to say. We shouldn't be censoring the president. And I hate Zuckerberg anyway. The post in question was about a third night of protests following the death of George Floyd, a black man who was filmed on video saying he could not breathe as a white police officer used his knee to pin Floyd down. Now, you know what gets me is, let's just ignore the color of the officer. Let's ignore the color of the victim. Let's just look at the fact that he put his knee on the guy's neck. Because they have to make it about race. Because heaven forbid, that white officers are usually less hesitant to do something to someone, shoot someone who isn't white. White perpetrators get shot more, stuff like that. Let's just ignore those facts. But we got to make it about race. So let's focus on these two things. This cop, he should be fucked 10 ways from Sunday for this. All right, what he did was wrong. The other officers should be charged as accessories. They just stood there idly by and allowed him to put his knee on the guy's neck. All right, if it was you or I in a group and someone did that to a guy, put his knee on their neck and killed them, we would be charged as accessories because we didn't do a damn thing. They should be charged as well. As cable news networks carried images of fires and destructive protests in Minneapolis, the president tweeted at 12:53 a.m. Eastern Time, "These thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and I won't let that happen. Just spoke to Governor Tim Walz and told him that the military is with them all the way. Any difficulty, and we will assume control. When the looting starts, the shooting starts. Thank you." Okay, yeah, that's a statement of fact, but you're trying to make it a threat. His phrase, "when the looting starts, the shooting starts," mirrors language used by Miami police chief in the late 1960s in the wake of the riots. Its use was immediately condemned by a wide array of individuals, from historians to members of rival political campaigns. Oh, bullshit. They pull something out of their ass, all right, that is behind a fucking paywall that they say completely backs what they're saying, okay? Because stating that if you're going to riot and you're going to loot and you're going to fucking destroy the city and you're going to burn it down and you're in the commission of crimes that can lead to you getting shot, that's glorifying violence? That's a threat? No, that's a statement of fact. Because you're bringing law and order back, okay, it involves sometimes you may have to shoot someone. Some users reported the tweet to Twitter as a rules violation. Of course, the blue-haired Spurg squad went, "Wee! Wee! Oh, evil orange man!" The blue check marks. They went into their safe spaces after they reported it, and they sat there curled up, their arms around their knees, rocking back and forth, which I'm doing, kind of a thing to imitate that with the mic here. Maybe it'll come through or not. But yeah, sitting there rocking back and forth. Oh, God, that's so bad. Less than 2.5 hours later, Twitter took action. Less than 2.5 hours later, I'm sure that wasn't quick enough for you, but hey, whatever. This tweet violates our policies regarding the glorification of violence based on the historical context of the last line, its connection to violence, and the risk it could inspire similar actions today, the company said. Oh, bullshit. Someone had to go and pull this out of their ass to try to make justification for this. From a statement of fact that when you had riots in Florida, the law and order, the sheriff said, hey, in the wake of riots, if you're going to go out and riot and you're going to destroy shit, you're going to get shot. That's not a fucking threat. And they're trying to portray that as glorification of violence, saying you commit a crime, you're going to have a price to pay. What the fuck kind of world have we come to now? This is how desperate they are. They think that they can get away with this, and sane, rational people are going to buy into it. We have taken action in the interest of preventing others from being inspired to commit violent acts, but have kept the tweet on Twitter because it is important that the public still be able to see the tweet, given its relevance to ongoing matters of public importance. So basically, what'll happen with the riots? The rioters will end up trying to beat, hurt, kill someone, whatever, try to destroy someone's business, try to break into their home, and the protesters are going to get shot, and they're going to try to blame Trump for this. This is going to be like the fish tank fucking shit. Mark my words. The fish tank cleaner shit. This is going to be exactly like that. Someone is going to exercise their constitutionally guaranteed right and defend their life, their limb, and their property. And they're going to blame Trump for it and go, see, he glorified violence, the evil, bad orange man. Watch that. That's what they will do if someone gets shot. In the commissioning of a fucking criminal act, taking action against someone, their property, or whatever else. They'll do it. These people are fucking disgusting. Twitter has said in the past that it makes exceptions to its rules when heads of state are involved due to the inherently newsworthy nature of their posts. Well, it could also be the fact that federal courts have said that you can't censor Trump's Twitter. He can't block people or do anything like that, and it's a matter of public record. You kind of have that going against you, so whatever. Facebook came under scrutiny last year for saying it would not fact-check politicians' posts. Yes, because CNN and Washington Post and others want to be able to push their propaganda as facts and have social media platforms, a term I use loosely, push their bullshit. And because Facebook wouldn't do it, they got criticized. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook CEO and co-founder, defended the company's position in a speech last year in Washington, but noted that there may be some exceptions. Even for politicians, we don't allow content that incites violence or risks imminent harm. And of course, we don't allow voter suppression, he said. Which they got to slip that in the end, because, voter suppression, which has nothing to do with this, but hey, whatever. Except for the fact of they're trying to stop Trump from pointing out that with how ballots are going out and anyone and their mother can get their hands on them, there might be an issue with voter fraud, but hey, whatever. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.